this way. We walked in that way.
You don't lack time. You lack the courage to choose a life and accept missing out on the rest. There are truths that don't sound poetic, just numerical, and yet they land like a bell you can't unhear. 4,000 weeks. Is that kind of truth? Not uplifting, not motivational, just blunt, almost rude in its honesty. Because we live as if we have unlimited time, not because we're naive, but because modern life trains us to behave that way. There's always later, another chance, another season, another reset, and so we use the future like an invisible storage room where we keep placing the parts of life we're not ready to face today. We postpone living while we prepare for a life that supposedly starts after everything is settled, after the project is done, after finances are stable, after the body is better, after healing is complete, after we become more disciplined, after we finally get it together. But the painful reality is that this after keeps moving. Like a horizon. You walk faster, it moves farther. What Burkeman does, quietly, almost mercilessly, is refuse to offer you another trick to catch the horizon. He says the thing most productivity culture refuses to admit: you will never finish everything. And that line can sound like despair, until you realize it's actually the first doorway to freedom. Because the moment you stop fantasizing that you'll catch up, you start asking a different, more honest question. If my life is limited, what is truly worth doing with it? Finitude isn't a curse. It's the condition that makes meaning possible. If life were endless, every choice could be reversed, every path could be tried, every mistake could be edited. And if everything were possible, nothing would feel sacred. The reason a single afternoon with someone matters is precisely because you can't have infinite afternoons. The reason the book you choose to read matters is because you can't read them all. The reason commitment has weight is because it costs you alternatives. And that's the deeper philosophical shift the book is trying to force. Time is not something you own. Time is what you are. The efficiency trap. Why becoming more productive makes you feel more deprived. Look around any busy day and you'll see it. People moving as if pursued. But the unsettling part is that often nobody is chasing them. They're chasing themselves, driven by a modern belief that sounds logical. If I become more efficient, I'll finally have time. Burkeman calls this the efficiency trap. You answer emails faster, so you receive more emails. You get better at handling tasks, so new tasks rush in to occupy the space you created. You organize your to-do list, and somehow it refills the moment you breathe. So we end up in a bitter paradox. Every productivity tool promises freedom, but often delivers a deeper sense of shortage. Why? Because at the root, the problem isn't that we haven't discovered the right system. The problem is that we're living inside a culture that treats busyness as moral proof. A packed calendar becomes a badge of value. An empty afternoon feels like failure. Slowness is interpreted as weakness. And in that mindset, whenever a quiet space appears, we rush to fill it. Not because we truly need to, but because emptiness scares us. Underneath obsessive productivity, the fear often isn't, "I don't have time." It's something older and sharper. Fear of being left behind. Fear of being seen as useless. Fear of not being enough. Fear that if we stop, we'll have to face something in ourselves we've been avoiding. Silence is never just silence. For many people, silence is the place where the big questions return. What am I doing all this for? Am I living a life I actually want? If I'm not busy, who am I? So we run. not to reach something, but to avoid hearing ourselves. Burkeman doesn't shame you for running. He simply reveals the trap. If you use efficiency as a cure for existential anxiety, no amount of efficiency will ever be enough. Because the anxiety isn't sitting in your schedule. It's living in how you relate to your life. And here's the crucial point that changes everything. You cannot control the flow of time like an object. You can only control your attention and your choices. And every choice comes with loss. The art of missing out. Choosing one life means not living the others. This is where the book becomes quietly heartbreaking and strangely beautiful. Burkeman isn't here to give you a better way to do more. He's teaching you something more mature. Choose and accept missing out. We fear missing out because we secretly want a version of ourselves who can have everything. The perfect career, deep love, flawless health, endless experiences, constant growth, total peace, and somehow still have time to rest. The modern dream is not just success, it's everything, without sacrifice. But life doesn't work that way. Reality is made of limits, and limits are not the enemy of meaning. They're the frame that creates it. Without a frame, there's no painting. Without boundaries, there's no depth. Choosing something meaningful means turning away from hundreds of other things that might also have been meaningful. Commitment only matters because it excludes alternatives. A real relationship is valuable because you stop shopping for infinite options. A serious path of work becomes powerful because you refuse 1,000 small distractions. This isn't tragedy, it's the cost of depth. And Burkeman offers an idea that sounds counterintuitive but changes the game. A kind of strategic procrastination. Not the childish kind where you avoid what matters, but the mature kind where you deliberately delay what doesn't matter to protect what does. Because in a life of 4,000 weeks, your to-do list is infinite. The only way to live consciously is to build a strong not-to-do list. A clear willingness to let many things remain undone. A question worth asking, slowly, honestly, is, what are you willing to miss out on? So you can truly live what you choose. Because maybe we don't lack time. Maybe we lack the courage to accept that we can't have everything. So we must choose. The present is the only destination. Life is not a rehearsal. Many people live as if real life will begin once everything is handled, once everything is done. But done is a mirage. It doesn't arrive. So the question becomes, how much of your life is spent waiting for your life to start? Burkeman is pushing against a silent but powerful habit, turning the present into a waiting room. You use today as a tool to reach a better tomorrow. You treat ordinary time as something to get through, not something to inhabit. But life isn't a practice run for some later grand event. This is it. And this is where the book quietly becomes a critique of the attention economy and modern self-optimization culture. Because these systems profit when you believe you are not enough, not productive enough, not accomplished enough, not interesting enough, not disciplined enough. They sell you endless solutions for a problem that deep down is not logistical, it's existential. Burkeman's perspective is strangely liberating. You are allowed to be enough even when you are not producing. Your worth is not your output. Your value is not measured by how many tasks you finish inside your limited weeks. Your life is not a project to perfect. And when you accept that, something changes. You do less, but with more depth. You begin to protect the parts of life that aren't efficient, but are deeply human, walking slowly, listening fully, reading without racing, noticing the light, sitting with someone without checking the clock. Not because you gave up, but because you finally began to live. Closing. Giving up sounds like defeat. But Burkeman isn't asking you to surrender in weakness. He's asking you to surrender to reality. You are finite. You will not finish everything. You will miss out on most things. And strangely, that truth can feel like relief. Because the moment you stop trying to optimize your way into safety, you reclaim the freedom to choose what matters. You can slow down. You can stop treating your life like overdue homework. You can let certain things remain undone and still be a whole human being. You don't need more time. You need a life you're willing to choose. And with that, our walk ends here. Thank you for walking with me to the end of the journey. And I'll see you again soon in another adventure with many more amazing books and stories. Goodbye for now.